Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, guys? Sergeant Moose here, back with another Predator Hunting Grounds video. In today's video, guys, I'm going to showcase how I was able to receive all of the O.W.L.F recordings right after they released with the Isabel DLC. Now, as most of you know, there was an O.W.L.F Series 2 O.W.L.F recordings released with the Isabel DLC. We got it done a day later. We showcased it here on the channel, and some of you have asked me how I've gotten it done so fast. So, with that said, guys, let's jump into it. I'm going to show you how we got it done with custom private matches. In around 2 to 3 hours, we received all of the O.W.L.F recordings. Alright, so guys, first things first, we're going to jump onto our character. And I did want to mention that even if you don't have all of the original O.W.L.F recordings, this method will work for all of them. So every time you pick one up, it's completely random. It may fill a slot for the O.W.L.F Series 1 or 2 recordings, but I can assure you, for me, this is probably the most efficient way to receive all of the O.W.L.F recordings. I got the first series last year, early last year when the game was released, and I did it through private matches, but of course there were no custom private matches, so it took a little bit longer. But this time around, if you don't have the originals, this is definitely the fastest way, in my opinion, to get them all. So, looking at our character here, guys, not really much to worry about here as far as class or weapons or anything. Mainly, the most essential item here is Gearhead. We're going to want to use that. That's going to up our UAV scanner to 3 times from 2. And yes, you do want the UAV scanner. That is the most essential part of this entire build. I run Field Surette just in case we get in a little bit of trouble with AI. Because if you do pick up the O.W.L.F recording, you are going to have to exfil to keep it. Keep that in mind, guys. I'm sure most of you probably know that. But you do have to exfil. If you die, you won't keep it. If you leave the match, you won't keep it. You have to exfil. So with that said, guys, I'm just running the Mercenary with Action Hero just to get that little hip fire spray and pray on the AI. It doesn't really matter because the way we're tweaking the custom matches is going to make you pretty much nearly invincible anyway. So, doesn't really matter about weapons. Just make sure you run that UAV scanner and Gearhead. On over to our custom private matches. What we have set here, we have it saved as O.W.L.F. Basically, there's only a few tweaks that we've made. I dropped the AI health and the AI weapon damage down. That way we don't have to worry about them so much while we're trying to find our O.W.L.F recordings. Just went ahead and dropped that down to kind of get them out of the way a little bit. As for Fireteam, we went ahead and we put our movement speed up the whole way to 500%. That way we can get around the map a lot faster, thus being able to collect the O.W.L.F recordings a lot faster. You can do whatever you want with jump height or gravity. I personally didn't do too much with gravity because whenever you jump up in the air, it takes a little while to come back down, and we want to try to get this done as fast as possible. Now, one of the most essential parts of this whole thing is the gear amount multiplier. As you guys know, we run Gearhead with the UAV scanner, giving us 3 UAV scanners, plus if we add the 3 times gear amount multiplier, that gives us a total of 9 UAV scanners. That way, you can pretty much scan the entire map and find your O.W.L.F recording. As for fun, I just went ahead and I threw big head mode on just for shits and giggles. Not too much going on here in general. Now, I did want to mention, guys, in Hunt, I did turn alarms per camp down to 0. For a few things, just so we're not overrun by a bunch of AI while we're trying to find the O.W.L.F recordings, and when you scan with the UAV scanner, the alarms do pop up on the scanner, and they look sort of similar to the O.W.L.F recordings, so just so we're not getting confused, I go ahead and I turn those off, and I believe that is about it. So basically, guys, you just want to up your speed the whole way, you want to up your gear uses the whole way, so you have 9 UAV scanners. You can turn the camp alarms off if you want. I turned the AI damage and damage received down a good bit, just so we don't have to worry about them so much in the match, but that's pretty much it. And again, I suggest you just save this once you create it. That way you can keep going back in. So essentially, what we do, we just load up an overgrowth map. We'll go ahead and load that bad boy up. Now, whenever I spawn into overgrowth, the route I like to run, I like to start a construction zone and work my way around. Obviously, that's not going to be an option every single time, but it really doesn't matter as long as you hit all the camps in the map. Alright guys, but let's do this, man. And just as a reminder, we're on Overgrowth. It seems to be the easiest map for me to run. My routes to find this, we do have Construction Zone this time around. So let's jump down. Let's see if we can get us some O.W.L.F. recordings. Alright, we're on the ground now, guys. We started at the construction zone. We're going to go ahead right off the bat here. We're just going to go ahead and pop our UAV scanner, check around this area, because sometimes the O.W.L.F. recordings will be right here in this area. Nothing there. Make sure you're looking around good. That way you're not missing anything. We'll pop one right here at this camp. See if we can find anything. You want to check upstairs. Check all around everywhere. As you can see, everything's popping up on the UAV scanner. It doesn't appear that anything's here, but there are a lot of areas right in this camp where O.W.L.F. recordings will pop up. I've had some pop up in this area before too as well. So I always try to pop one here on my way around, and we're going to head all the way around, follow the river down here, and we're going to go ahead and pop a UAV scanner right here and see if we have anything in the area. Take a look, and as you can see straight ahead of me right there, guys, right in front of us, we have an O.W.L.F. recording. That's essentially it, guys. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than that. Sometimes you have to search the whole map. Sometimes I've searched the whole map and didn't find anything on the scanner, but that's very rare. But as you can see, sometimes you'll find some right off the bat, guys, and it can take a little bit longer at times too. So with that said, you've gotten your O.W.L.F. recording, and if you're on the hunt for Veritanium, this is also obviously a very efficient method to find some Veritanium as well. There's bricks everywhere. Just pop your UAV, whatever you got to do. But the important thing to know is if you don't find an O.W.L.F. recording, but you want to keep your Veritanium, do not leave the game, because if you leave the game, if you just exit the game, you will lose your Veritanium. So, in my opinion, just die, and that's the easiest way to keep your Veritanium. But now that we have the O.W.L.F. recording, we got to go ahead. We got to finish this up in exfil, and it will be unlocked for us. So there you go, guys. That's the easiest method that I can think of so far. If you guys know of any easier ways, I know I've seen people on the internet doing some different methods where they were able to spawn like tons of O.W.L.F. recordings at the same time. I don't know if that's still a thing or if people still do that, but I wanted to go ahead and give it at least a little bit more effort than that to collect all the notes. But again, guys, let me know what you think of the video down below. We're going to go ahead and exfil with this, and once you do that, just rinse and repeat. Keep coming back and keep finding your O.W.L.F. recordings until you get them all. But with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Predator Hunting Grounds content. My name's Sergeant Moose. Thanks for watching. Stick around and rock on.